I grew up in a hunting family. It was usually the boys and the men in the family that did it. We would always go up for deer hunt in the fall. We had a family cabin up on Claub in Utah. And the women and kids would stay back at the cabin, and the guys would always get up early and go out late at night hunting.
Trish Michler is married to Ryan Michler, an individual that started a 4-men-only organization called Order of Man. You may have some assumptions about a wife that is married to someone who runs an organization for men. Take all of those assumptions and literally throw them out the window. Trish has hunted longer than Ryan, killed more animals than Ryan, and is an absolute wicked gardener. But her pride and joy are in her kids. Raising them to be self-sufficient, raising them to be hunters, raising them so that, like her, if needed, and if the time comes, they can fend for themselves and put food on the table. Because to her, that is why she hunts. For that what-if moment, to supply food for her family, to teach her boys values and characteristics that only hunting can.
I didn't know any of my girlfriends that hunted. I think most of the moms had a tag. I don't know how many of those moms actually did the hunting, but the women always stayed home. It was the guys that went deer hunting. And I remember even in high school, the guys would get up early and they'd go up and hunt, and they'd come rolling in about third period, and they'd be in their camouflage and covered in dirt and gunk and everything, and then after school they'd be back up the mountain. But I never knew any of the girls that hunted. Honestly, it was just a way of life. Like, I didn't know what it was like to not have a hunting family. So that's just how our family was, and that's how most families I knew growing up were. And so it was odd to me that people didn't hunt. I have zero problem with hunting. I just don't feel like I need to hunt. Ryan hunts, my oldest son hunts, and between that and our beef that we get from a local farmer, I don't feel the need to do it. For me, hunting's about providing for the family, and if I don't need to do that, I don't need to do that. And so for me, I do know how to hunt. I do know how to stalk an animal and kill an animal, but I don't feel like I need to. On the perspective that people have that all hunters are just out there to kill and to pile up a bunch of animals, I don't agree with that. For me, I remember the first time I shot a deer, it was a very emotional experience. I realized that that was one of God's creatures, and I had taken its life. And to me, like, it was kind of a beautiful moment, because I understood full circle how the animal's life played part of mine. And so it became really important for me to understand why I hunt. And for me, I was hunting because I needed to learn that skill so that I could provide for my family. I needed to know that I could do it. For me, I don't think that it's an exciting thing to just go on a bunch of hunts and load up on animals. I think there needs to be a purpose behind it. And my purpose was I needed to have that skill to feed my family. For me, it is important that my kids hunt. I think it's important for them to have that skill. Whether they choose to use it or not, that is entirely on them. But I think it's important that they know how, that they understand the process of there's a live animal, and you develop the skill and the resources, and that's where our food comes from. They need to understand that that's how it works. We don't just go to the supermarket and there's meat magically made in the back fridge. That our food we're consuming is a living, breathing animal, and they need to have the honor and respect for that animal so that they understand where their food's coming from and why they did it. My name is Trish Michler. I'm a wife, a mother, and I wish I had sought out the opportunity to hunt sooner. Everyone has their own story. This is mine. It's in the blood.
What would you say to her?
I would encourage.
Good blooper reel.
Yeah. Do you do like a blooper reel?
Heck yeah, we do.
Yes.